For how long have you been an operator?
Oh, so for this company, it's going to be about 3.5 years, give or take. Yeah.
And generally speaking, how's your experience been?
Most of it's positive. It's never that much that's a negative term, but most of it is positive.
So specifically in terms of the sort of bathroom break issue, is this something that you've noticed for your entire time being an operator?
I can't say entirely. It really does differ from every different job that we have. So there could be times where we have plenty, and then there's times where we can't find one. And depending on the time of the day, it can really be bad. So if we turn around and we're working later, or we're in a situation where we're having to stay later than our normal hours, so now we're in a position where, okay, now I don't even know what area I'm going to be in, and am I going to have a place to actually use the restroom, and a clean one at that, and one where a company will let us, some where we're forced to pay to actually use the bathroom. It's very inhumane if you think about it, because a lot of these companies claim to be so customer giving and caring and everything else, so on and so forth. But if that was to actually come out and be the truth, if we were to go against all these companies and say, well, that's not necessarily true. They don't really care about the people, especially something that everybody has to do, you know? And it can be very embarrassing at times, because, you know, depending on the person, you know, some people got illnesses, some people don't. Some have to just go multiple times. Some have to go longer times, if you know what I mean, you know? So it could be a problem sometimes.
What times of the day are generally better or worse for this?
Obviously, we will have better opportunities to use any facilities during the daytime, because that's where most hours are operating for any business, you know? Once you start going into the middle of the day and the later hours of the evening, it's very scarce. Like, you can't even find something. And the other situation is that where do you properly pit your vehicle of operation? Like, are you going to safely put it here, or are you going to actually be blocking everyone from putting it there? And then, obviously, we're humans, so we don't know when we want to go. We can try to prevent it. Yes, let's try to prevent it as much as we want to go. But at the end of the day, we don't know. It comes up at any given point, and it can be very scary. You know, I've been in situations where where our locations have end and there's nothing open. Now, that can really be nervous at, you know?
Do you have a sense about how other operators feel about this?
You know, I would say collectively we all feel the same. Some will be more outspoken, some won't. Some are scared of judgment. Others can be fearful of, God forbid, being reprimanded for it in some kind of way. You know, a lot of people don't have other opportunities or other options. This is their only option. This is their only career. This is what they have to worry about for taking care of their family and themselves, you know? So if you say something that is so simple as like, well, this isn't enough time, well, am I going to get in trouble for that? You know, I'm not going to lie. I've been in one situation where I did get in trouble for that. And, you know, to be spoken to on a matter that now it's not about you and it's about the other people. Not that that's not important. It's always important, because everybody has to get somewhere, you know? But when you turn around and tell me, well, just be wary of it. That now you feel uncomfortable, because you're like, oh my God, you know, like, I would never think that I would be spoken to about something so personal, but it has happened, you know?
Is there sort of a almost chilling effect that the company has in terms of people speaking out against, you know, about certain policies?
You know, this isn't something that is the first time we're all been spoken or speaking about. You know, it has gotten very heated at times, then it has become very quiet at times. It can be very chilling, because I don't think anyone really knows how to handle the situation without it really offending one person or the next. You know, so that's where we all try to come to collectively and say, hey, well, if we all do this together, we might be able to do some kind of change. As you can see recently with some of the events on the media and everything else, and, you know, on the TV and everything else. But some people are being a little bit comical about it, but you almost feel like you're a fool just to ask, can I go to the restaurant? You know, and people, there's many businesses that look at us crazy, you know, just for even asking such a thing, you know? I wouldn't want to say we're dehydrated, but we have to think like that. We have to think, if we drink this such and such drink, is it too much sugar? Is it too much liquid? Or is this going to cause me to go one more time in a place where I can't even think about going, you know? Same thing with food. You know, food is a big issue too with us too, because we want to find a place where we can eat comfortably without feeling like we're being forced to starve it down, like almost like in a very animalistic kind of way. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, obviously we're all adults. We know we have a job. We know a time we have to eat. You know what I mean? But we're human too. We have families, children, pets, whatever situations, sicknesses, people that we have to deal with before we go to work or after and between. So, you know, I say that with very closeness to my heart with one of the people that work here, because I know what she goes through, and I can never imagine her having to think twice about just going to the bathroom because she has to make some time for her loved one. You know what I mean? So it does bother me, because I do feel like it's something we have to fight, but no one pits all of those things together. You know, just think, hey, just go. You know, oh, we're not telling you no, but that's what we always feel. We're not telling you no, but. So then at the end of the day, it's like, what's the but? What are we worrying about, you know?
Yeah.
So that's something that we can't, you know, dispute right now. It really is something that at the end of the day, if we're not eating properly, getting the proper nutrition, having the proper location, how about that? Where we can eat something healthy really fast. You know, and you can't force anyone to eat healthy, but at the end of the day, you got to have some kind of option. We're limited to where we can even eat something, you know, and some of the options are the most fast food kind of corporations, and it's not really fair. But that's, I don't know, and that situation would have to be like reconfiguring the whole city. I don't know, you know what I mean? But obviously, it's wherever we can drive safely. That's where we're gonna actually go. So,
what would you say for you personally is the optimal situation?
For me personally, I have personal issues that I have run into on my job, where I had nowhere to go, and I was put in very humiliating situations where I needed to call for assistance, and to be a female and to be in the situation that I was in, there was literally nothing, no way around it. There was nowhere around it. I had nowhere to go. You know what I mean? And you call and you just get angry because you're like, where could I have gone? You know? And in that particular situation, I was able to find a church, and I was even turned down from the church. So I was horrified. I remember going to the hospital for many hours that night and being out of work for many weeks, on end because of it. And it was just to know that can happen. It was hurting, you know, because I'm like, how do you turn someone down, you know, and in an emergency situation. And then I've also had situations where I've gone, actually 2 times, where I've gone to a famous sandwich shop, and I was literally verbally attacked from the associate, calling me names, demeaning me of what I was in my career and who I was, and did not care. And I was purchasing something. That's what was even more scarier, you know? And I'm like, but I don't understand. And they just didn't feel like opening the door. They didn't want to. And it was horrendous, you know? So if we're going through that, you know, this is just my experience. So you times that by the many, many, many operators, not only in our company, but you're going cross country, you're going nationwide, you're going everywhere. This is a problem, and no one seems to want to face it. They're just like, just close the door. They'll find a way to go. You know, and that's just not okay. It's not only just the regular being a woman, and that's what we need. It's also, there's bigger problems that women could be going through that many people don't want to face. You know, when you're telling your actual workers that, or finding out that your workers are wearing diapers, that's not okay. Because they are. Because they're fearful that it's all going to come out. You know what I mean? And that's not okay. You know, and then you want to call and you want to say, hey, where can I go? And sometimes the company might not even know where you can go because they're not comfortable with the area either. We know where we got to go and where we got to come back to safely. You know what I mean? When you start saying go outside of that, now what do we do? You know, in a timely fashion. And it's embarrassing because we get looked at on our job like, why are you getting off? Where are you going? what's taking you so long? And then imagine you taking so many more minutes and you come back and now you feel humiliated because it's like, well, what was I doing? And then, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, I'm going to come inside there. Okay, I think I'm okay, you know, but it happens to all of us, to the best of us, you know, and I don't think any one person can say they have not experienced something. I've even heard of actual operators using the bathroom outside of an actual facility because they were forced to, because there was nowhere to go. So when I hear stories like that, I don't know what else. How else can we address it? You know, the matter is really big. You know.
What has the union been helpful?
You know, I would have to say they have tried their best. They are trying their best. When you got a lot of politics involved and bylaws and different kind of language that has been written from years ago, and then you say, hey, well, now we're just going to change it all. It's, you know, it's going to be hard, you know, but I'm not saying that they're not helping. I'm just saying how much more can they help? You know, when we say we need a facility in all of our perimeters of where we're stopping, or even in our main focal hub of where we're going, and there's not one available, that's a big problem for all of our drivers. Because where do we go? Now it's like we're scattering, just trying to find somewhere where they're going to let us. And I could be the first one to say that in our area, our main area, almost all of the locations don't let us go. They all say no. I only know one place that says yes, and that's it. The rest either say you must pay, you must buy. Some say no, it's just closed all the time to us. I don't know why, but this is what they say. You know what I mean? No, it's not available. You can't go here. So now here I go leaving this vehicle, and then I'm like, okay, I'll be back. And then they're looking at me like, where are you going? We gotta go, you know? And it's like, where do I win? Where do we win? I don't know. I've had some people give me the evil eye, you know what I mean? Like, how dare you go get a coffee? And, you know, and I'll be honest, and I'll tell them, like, listen, I'm thirsty. I have to drink something. I have to eat something. I'm going to pass out. You know, I have to eat something. We have very minimal time. I have to get something in my stomach just to keep going, you know? The hours are long. It's very stressful at times, you know, whether it be traffic or the time of the day or the personal different matters and situations that we do experience on a day-to-day basis. They're all different. Every day is really different from the next. But
have you ever been written up for?
One time, and that's why I was kind of shocked, because I just didn't think that I would ever even be spoken to about that, let alone be written up. And then that's where I was saying earlier, I had to be more caring because of what day it fell on, and how the buses ran that particular day, and, you know, the next one won't be for so many hours or so. You know what I mean? And I do understand that, but like I said, when you're a human being, you don't know when it's going to come. You have to go and you have to do what you have to do, especially if it's the only place you could physically pitch your vehicle safely and out of the way of everybody, you know? So I drive them everywhere. Go everywhere. My particular one now, there are longer routes. It's actually around this area too. I go all the way to Seymour, Little Pass. I come back down, you know, got to go all the way back to East Haven or Branford, come back around, do the same thing. Sometimes we got to do a double, you know, I'll be all finished and have to go back and do it all over again. You know, but that's just the way some of the runs go. You know, that's not the problem. It's just more like the timing and where and how. And the same thing, like I can honestly tell you, there's only 2 locations I can go to out here. 2 out of all of the cities. And you're talking about from, let me see, we go New Haven, Derby, Shelton, back to Derby, and Sonia, and then Seymour. And there's only 2 places I can go to. The medical issues. We do run into other medical issues because of it. We got kidney problems. We have obviously going to the bathroom. That because we're holding ourselves in for so long, if we're so tight, or debating whether it's the right time or not the right time to go, or maybe we could just go another 5 more minutes and hold it out. That does end up becoming a problem at the end of the day. You know, so that's something that people need to understand that it's not that we're just sitting there and picking and choosing or deciding to get something to eat or something to drink. It's something that is affecting every single one of us. You know, and like I said, if some people have some precursor issues, we have a bigger problem than we have to worry about, you know?